Alright, gang, here's the deal. We're drawing Nessie today, but if you look at my poster, it's a little warped, it's a little messed up, and you can blame my cats. They somehow jumped up here, knocked my poster down, and it fell in a puddle of water. I'm not entirely sure how that puddle of water got there, but it's in the past now, so we just gotta work with it and move on, baby. Anywho, we're drawing old Nessie today. When it comes to Nessie, though, like, if I'm drawing a cryptid poster, obviously we're getting Nessie in there. It'd be blasphemy. It's a legendary cryptid, and I don't really understand why. I don't understand the hype whatsoever. Nessie's cool or whatever, but I mean, it ain't no Wendigo. You know what I mean? It ain't no Bigfoot. And if I'm being honest, if we were to rank these guys in a tier or to throw these guys into a cage and have them fight to the death, Nessie's going first. I mean, I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on that, but I just don't see Nessie holding his ground against these other fools. You know what I mean? Like, most of these other fools have some supernatural capabilities, and Nessie just seems like a giant lizard, like a giant dinosaur. Like, a lot of people think Nessie's nothing more than a plesiosaur, a dinosaur that went extinct 66 million years ago, allegedly. So then my question would be, how did this fool survive? How is he still standing? And is there only one? Can't be, right? I don't know. But the first sighting of this fool was allegedly in 565 AD by an Irish monk. And this hombre says he saw the water beast attacking a swimmer in the river, when then he raised his hand with a cross and he said, "Go no further, beast." And then apparently the beast fled in terror. So if you got the power of Christ, you should be all set. And then, I'm sure you're all familiar with the surgeon's photograph, the photo that was taken in 1934. It's the most famous Nessie image that we all know and love. But get this, in case you don't already know, in 1994, it was confirmed to be a hoax, my brother. Can you believe that? It's a fake. They fooled us all. And it was made using a toy submarine and a sculpture head. And honestly, it just seems like a lot of work. You know what I mean? I'm sure they made a quick buck off of it, but surely there's more simple ways. I don't know. What the hell do I know? I gotta be honest with you guys, even though Nessie's by no means one of my favorite cryptids, it always hurts me when a famous photo or a photo of a cryptid is confirmed to be a hoax. I love it when there's mystery. I love it when they don't know and they can't prove it wrong. Like the Bigfoot image. I'm pretty sure that Bigfoot image, a lot of people speculate it's a hoax, but it's not confirmed. And that's where I like to sit. Right in the realm of mystery, baby. He's out there. And I know I was talking a whole bunch of shit about Nessie and how this fool doesn't have any supernatural capabilities, but I could definitely be wrong. There is a connection in ancient Scottish folklore that speaks of the Kelpies, or the water horses, and these are shape-shifting spirits that lure people in, especially children. So, Nessie might be a little bit of a dementoid, a little sadistic, unfortunately. And unfortunately, the scientists always have to come in and try to ruin things. You know how they love to do it, with proof or whatever they say. And they're claiming they could just be giant eels. 2018 DNA study of the lake found massive amount of eel DNA. So they're suggesting there's a big possibility it's nothing more than a giant eel. They also think it could just be floating logs, which, come on, I don't know. That seems like a stretch. And then elephant trunks. A cheeky theory suggests that traveling circuses in the 1930s let their elephants swim in the lake and people mistook their trunks for necks. And we're stretching. We're really stretching at this point. Maybe, but these people are nothing more than Neanderthals, if that is the case, and they thought elephant trunks were a new species. But apparently the Nessie mystery is still active. In February of 2026, the Loch Ness Center announced that one of their most famous monster hunting cameras has been fully restored and is back online for 24/7 global viewing. So if Hombre's out there, we'll get him. Real quick, you guys like how my little cat just took over and thinks he owns the place? It's truly his world, and I'm just living in it. He does what he wants. But anywho, apparently in March of 2025, a visitor of Doris Beach, photographed a large black mass under the surface of the water. The Loch Ness Center called it the first significant sighting of over a year because the water was perfectly still, making the object very clear. So, there is a very active and alive theory that this fool is out there. I don't understand this fool's age span. Is he immortal? Potentially. Right? He must be. But unfortunately, there's obviously no real scientific proof that Nessie is out there. But here's my theory when it comes to cryptids and there being no scientific evidence of them being out there or existing. If they were, would we ever know? If there were monsters actively living out there in the real world and the government knew about it, would they tell us? I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little schizo here. But, if you start going down the rabbit hole of cryptid stories and stuff, and allegedly fools with black vehicles and black suits roll up, tell everybody to dip, that's what I like to think. Maybe they are out there and the evidence is hidden. I don't know. And somebody might ask to that, why would they be hiding this evidence? What's the point in that? And that's a great question. A question I don't have an answer to, unfortunately. I don't know. Maybe some of these beings have a supernatural characteristic to them, and that could be a reason they would hide it from the public. Who knows? I'm reaching here. But that's what I always like to think. What if some of these entities are like this hyperdimensional thing where they can just jump through dimensions? You gotta, who knows? I don't. But I'd like to believe this fool's out there. I'd like to believe all these fools are out there. Like, I've never seen a cryptid, unfortunately. I'd love to. But my brother, he claims he's seen a skinwalker. I'm having a hard time believing him because he's truly a dingleberry, He'd just be saying words. So I don't know if I believe him. I'd love to. He did see it in an Indian reservation, which makes me lean a little towards possibly. But, I don't know, man. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you want to see in the future. I started this video late on the Mongolian deathworm in Nessie, so all those other characters have not gotten a video. If you would like to see me make a video on them, let me know. I can redraw them or figure something out. But anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe, share, whatever. I'd appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Peace, baby.